clarify, first thank you so much for having us all here. Carla, thank you so much for that introduction. But I do want to clarify that it was I that dragged my husband up to PortFest, not the other way around. So I am so excited to be here at the Liberty Forum because I did have a fantastic time just walking around PortFest, talking to individuals and having just fascinating conversations. And since that event, I have had the pleasure of working with people from the Free State Project on tons of issues that are very high priorities for the ACLU here in New Hampshire. As Carla said, I'm the Executive Director of the New Hampshire office of the ACLU, and we have gotten to work with Free Staters on everything from continuing the ban of law enforcement use of license plate scanners, which was a fantastic win in the House, as well as marijuana legalization and stopping police militarization in our state. I would have been excited to have been here anyways, regardless, but when Carla contacted me to moderate this panel, I was just amazed at the people that she had organized to come here and talk about whistleblowers today. So I'm completely honored to be here today with our panelists. We are incredibly lucky to have with us today not only a number of panelists who are experts on whistleblower advocacy and on defending freedoms of the press, but who also have personal experiences in standing up and calling out government abuse and really putting themselves on the line. And so I'm so looking forward to not only benefiting from their expertise in this area, but also for hearing about their personal stories and the sacrifices that they've made. And so I'm just going to give a quick introduction. I think you probably have all of their bios in your materials, but their backgrounds are so interesting. I do want to give a little bit of background. So to start off, we have Jesselyn Radack, who is the National Security and Human Rights Director at the Government Accountability Project. The Government Accountability Project, or GAP, is the leading advocate for whistleblowers in the nation. I just moved to New Hampshire a year ago. Before that, I was in Washington, D.C., working on national security issues. And when people would call our office and want to share with us information, but they were concerned about what the consequences might be for them, we would send them to GAP immediately, because we know that they were the people who were experts and who whistleblowers would be in good legal hands and get the defense that they really needed. Ms. Radack works with whistleblowers from the national security and intelligence communities, including the NSA, the Defense Department, and the Department of Homeland Security. She previously served as the legal ethic advisor to the Department of Justice, and she's also author of her memoir, Traitor, The Whistleblower and the American Taliban, and she's a graduate of Brown University and Yale Law School. Next we have Trevor Timm, who is co-founder and executive director of the Freedom of the Press Foundation, which supports and funds independent journalism organizations dedicated to transparency and accountability in government. And he'll give us a little background, I'm sure, on how he started and why he started that organization. He's also an activist at the Electronic Frontier Foundation, which is based in San Francisco, which does amazing work with regards to defending electronic privacy and freedoms. And there he specialized in surveillance, free speech, and government transparency issues. He also won the 2013 Hugh Hefner First Amendment Award for Journalism. And finally, we have Thomas Drake, who is a decorated United States Air Force and U.S. Navy veteran, a former senior executive of the U.S. NSA, and a whistleblower. In 2000. Mr. Drake is also the 2011 recipient of the Ridenhour Prize for Truth-Telling, as well as co-recipient with Ms. Radack of the Sam Adams Associate for Integrity and Intelligence Award and the 2012 Hugh Hefner First Amendment Award. So we have just very distinguished panelists here today to talk to you about the importance of whistleblower work in this country and its effect on the freedom of the press. And so I think we're going to start with a media clip of, here are we, Is this ready to go? Do you want to introduce it? Mr. Drake, do you want to introduce the clip at all or give any background?
6 August 2000.
Use the mic.
Yeah, 6 August 2012, Jesselyn Radack and myself were interviewed by Jason Jones, the senior correspondent with The Daily Show. And it's a real satirical take. It's called A League of Their Own.